and welcome to another Mario Kart video, and kind of interesting. Today we are doing the most important shortcuts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So let's go. Starting in with number 1 is the Electrodrome gliding shortcuts. You should do these on the gliding sections. As you're going through the track, make sure to take, you can take either one, use this one, and then you will be able to make one of the shortcuts. To be honest, I think it's worth going for the false glider because it's safer. Going for the second one, it is a bit easier, but it's kind of on the risky side because you have to get the jump boost, and then you have to use the mushroom and not bump into the wall. And now, here we go, moving on. Is the Swamp Ruins shortcuts. The first one is at the very beginning a boost panel. Basically, use a mushroom, and while you're drifting, aim for the jump boost. The other one is like more of an extra one, and the glide cut, but those cannot be done on lap 1. You can try to get the boost panel, but I prefer being airborne because this is not Mario Kart Wii, where you do not want to be airborne. The gliding cut you will probably land in the water. However, I would say it's not as risky as you think. There's also this thing right here. However, it's kind of difficult to do if you don't have if you don't have a a combo with good traction. All right. Moving on is the big blue shortcut. It is the big blue drifting shortcut. There are many shortcuts on Big Blue, but this one does not require a mushroom at all, and it's at the end. I will recommend going for the purple, for the charging areas to get coins, so that way you won't have to get coins at all on this track. And it will build up your maximum speed, which is why going for them is really nice on time trials. Compared to Grand Freeze. There is another shortcut where you can skip exception, but it's really difficult to do, and you might fall off like I did then. The final one is at the very end, and it's the drifting shortcut. If you go on the green pad, stay up there, and then at the end, get the boost panels, start drifting, and you'll land on, and then you'll land, and you will save a bit of time while going for it. Next up is the Yoshi Soaked Waterfall shortcut. This one is at the beginning, so it's good for time trials. If you mess up on the very first lap, just restart the race and you'll be ready to go. As you see right there, you can, but if you don't drift, there's a chance you'll fall off. To reduce the chances of you falling off, drift and then let go. Doing this will save a bit of time, so don't worry. Alright, moving on to the next shortcut is the Mute City shortcut. Using the shortcut is pretty interesting because it's at the end of the course, and the ending matters the most. If you're playing on time trials, I recommend going for boost panels to get max coins, and then go for the recharge pads. That way you can go faster and then hit all of the boost pads. By doing this, you'll have a higher chance, and it's not a bad idea to go for it. Do the trick, and if you have another mushroom, use a boost panel to keep momentum. Alright, moving on. Next up we have the SNES Rainbow Road Shortcuts. Now I am going to teach you how to do the middle one and not the side one, because the side one is quite risky to do. Make sure you avoid all the swamps as well, because if you don't, you'll slow down. Now, using a mushroom, you can skip the entire gap. However, if you don't have a mushroom, it is possible to pull it off on 200cc if your boost is good enough. Basically, when you get to a section, when you don't want to use your mushroom, aim for one pole and then let go of the A button, or X if you're using the Joy-Con, and then re-press it once you land. You can do the corner cut, however, it is pretty risky to do. Alright, finally, the Wii U slash Nintendo Switch Rainbow Road Shortcut. This is my favorite because you don't need a mushroom for it, depending on which you may not need a mushroom depending on depending on what CC you'll plan on. I don't think you can do it shroomless on 50cc, but if you're on 150 and possibly 100cc, you don't need a mushroom full. When you get to the gliding section, go down here, and then when you get this, you'll land right here. And then make sure you have enough speed to go for it and have the right angle. If you don't have enough speed, I reckon using a mushroom for it, because that way you will you'll be able to reach it. Though you can't technically do it shroomless, it's safer to use a mushroom opposed to doing it shroomless, though you could try to do it shroomless if you're on 200cc, but it's worth using a mushroom if you're on a slow cc. If you're on 200, it's your choice, but it's worth it if you use a mushroom, because then you'll have a chance to beat a staff ghost. That is it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and see you later. Bye.